The mystery of Elaine Johnson. The disappearance of Elaine Johnson, remembered today through the efforts of her daughter, Jody Malcolm, remains one of Ohio's most baffling unsolved mysteries. On the 3rd of December in 1990, Jody walked into her mother's apartment and encountered a chilling scene. Elaine's laundry was mid-cycle. Her belongings were scattered in ways that suggested an interruption, and cryptic handwritten notes lay waiting to be found. Yet Elaine herself had seemingly vanished into thin air. Elaine Bennett Johnson was born on the 14th of February in 1949. By 1990, she was 41 years old, divorced, and living alone at the Kimberly Park Apartments in Palmer, Ohio. She had 2 adult children and worked steadily at the Tri-C Unified Technology Center. Outwardly, she lived a quiet life, but those close to her knew she was struggling. Elaine battled inner struggles, and though she was seeking companionship, her personal life had grown complicated. In the weeks before her disappearance, she had begun dating a man named Brian Sachs, someone her daughter later admitted she distrusted from the very beginning. The last time Jody saw her mother was Thanksgiving Day, the 22nd of November, 1990. Their encounter had been tense, marked by Elaine's drinking, which often placed strain on their relationship. Still, the two spoke by phone later that night, but Elaine seemed unsettled and confused during the call. Not long after, she shocked Jody by announcing plans to marry Brian in February, despite their brief courtship. Even more unsettling, Elaine admitted she didn't want Jody to meet him, fearing her daughter wouldn't approve. In the days that followed, Elaine made troubling remarks to co-workers. On the 29th of November, she picked up her paycheck and told a colleague that if she wasn't heard from in a few days, it would mean she was dead. She provided no explanation. Concern rippled through those who heard the remark, but Elaine went on her way, leaving them puzzled and uneasy. Jody's alarm grew when, on her 21st birthday, the 3rd of December, a co-worker of her mother's called to say Elaine had not been seen for days. Rushing to her mother's apartment, Jody found the car still in the parking lot and her coat, purse, identification, and money left behind. The only item missing was Elaine's apartment key. Her storage locker was also open, and her laundry sat unfinished. The scene suggested she had been interrupted mid-task, but by whom or what remains unclear. Adding to the mystery, Elaine was last captured on security footage entering the building's elevator 3 days earlier. There is no evidence she ever left the building, yet she was gone without a trace. Then came the discovery of the handwritten notes. Their content remains a mystery, but their presence hinted at troubling thoughts or perhaps even coded messages. Attention soon turned to Brian Sachs. Early conversations with him left Jody uneasy. She recalled his detached demeanor and lack of urgency about Elaine's absence, which contrasted with her mother's insistence that Jody would not like him. Initially, Brian told police he had last seen Elaine on the evening of the 30th of November, leaving her apartment around 8:30 in the evening. Later, however, he changed his story, claiming he had stayed the night and departed the following morning. He described finding a note for Elaine on the intercom and delivering it to her in the laundry room where she behaved strangely. The note itself has never been recovered. Brian also claimed he later panicked when he could not reach her by phone, even calling the police. Yet records show no such call was made. Only after Elaine was reported missing did he contact authorities, suggesting they search beneath a nearby bridge, implying she may have jumped in a moment of despair. Nothing was ever found. Despite inconsistencies in his statements, Brian passed a polygraph test and no charges were ever filed against him. Elaine's ex-husband, Roger, living in Texas at the time, was quickly ruled out as a suspect. With no other clear leads, the case stagnated. For Jody, the pain of her mother's disappearance has lingered for decades. She has spoken openly about the eerie atmosphere of her mother's apartment that day, the unanswered phone calls, and the unanswered questions left behind. One of the most haunting aspects remains the security footage. Elaine enters the elevator, but she is never seen leaving the building. Theories abound. Some suggest Elaine may have been lured away under unusual circumstances, while others believe she may have suffered a crisis. Yet the evidence in her apartment, the belongings left behind, the open locker, the cryptic notes, suggests something more complex. The disappearance of Elaine Johnson underscores the fragility of life and the enduring mysteries that can surround a single vanishing. It remains unsolved, a puzzle with pieces missing, leaving her daughter Jodie and others to carry the weight of uncertainty. The strange contradictions in Brian's accounts, Elaine's disturbing remarks before her disappearance, and the physical evidence in her apartment all point to a story still waiting to be told. Over 30 years later, Elaine Johnson's case stands as a chilling reminder that some mysteries remain hidden in plain sight. The unanswered questions, the cryptic notes, and the eerie silence of a woman who vanished from her own apartment building continue to haunt all who hear her story.